After a loyal 12-year run between WWE and Jakks Pacific, both companies would turn on each other in true pro wrestling fashion. WWE joining Mattel's stable, and Jakks Tag-Teaming with TNA Wrestling. Both would put out press releases around February 2008, with new toy deals set to begin in January of 2010. From a collector's perspective, Jakks Pacific really took the screws to WWE at the end of their run by significantly decreasing the quality of figure assortments. In some cases, canceling sought-after figures altogether. But hey, with a new partnership, a new roster to work with, and even a couple extra sides to add to the rings, the future looked bright. And adding to the fanfare, Hulk Hogan joined TNA in late 2009. This would open up many possibilities. Jakks Pacific knew they had an uphill battle for retail space, as retailers would favor WWE's products due to its brand recognition. One question loomed over wrestling figure collectors' heads. Would the figures follow WWE's Deluxe or Ruthless Aggression figure body style, or be something else altogether? It wouldn't take long for Jakks Pacific to answer the question of what figure body style would dominate the TNA figure line. This is part 2 of TNA's action figure history. Preparing for battle, Jakks Pacific would debut its TNA Deluxe style figures with a suggested retail price of $9.99, while Mattel's WWE Elites, with similar articulation, were available for nearly double the price. Timing is everything though, and they wouldn't be available until the second half of 2010, many months after Mattel's WWE launch. With their debut, the TNA assortments kicked off their first round of single and double packs. Deluxe Impact Series 1 included Jeff Jarrett, AJ Styles, Suicide, Samoa Joe, Sting, and Kurt Angle. It was probably a good call not writing Suicide on the figure or the packaging. A more limited Series 1 was released to TNA fans at Slammin' Celebration, with each figure limited to 250 pieces. They also say first 300 on the packaging. Definitely not confusing, not at all. In a way, these figures picked up where WWE's Deluxe Aggression series left off, some even having identical body parts. There are practically no similarities between the two TNA figure lines. And for that matter, really no similarities with WWE's Mattel products. Released at virtually the same time as Deluxe Impact Series 1 were Deluxe Cross the Line Series 1 2-packs, which included Scott Steiner and Kevin Nash, Mick Foley and Samoa Joe, and Beer Money's James Storm and Robert Roode. Booker T was originally scheduled to come with Kevin Nash, but would change to Scott Steiner. This was about the time collectors probably realized Jakks wasn't going to honor the scaling of the figures to the wrestler's size, as Samoa Joe and Mick Foley tower over most other wrestlers. The month of August saw the bulk of the releases for the year. The usual retail spots and online outlets would carry Deluxe Impact Series 2, the TNA 6-sided ring, and the 6 Sides of Steel playset, also Legends of the Ring, and the second wave of Cross the Line 2-packs. For those missing WWE's Havoc Unleashed dollar store line, identical figures were made for TNA with the title Genesis, released as 3-packs and as singles, with and without a belt. Fans of the Genesis figure style, which I'm assuming is nobody, would have a Hulkamania ring, with Sting and Hulk Hogan packed in. Deluxe Impact Series 2 included AJ Styles, Amazing Red, Eric Young, Hernandez, Hulk Hogan, and Mick Foley. This was Mick Foley's second and final TNA figure. The second wave of Cross the Line 2-packs included Motor City Machine Guns' Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, Team 3D's Devon and Bubba Bully Ray Dudley, and AJ Styles with Jeff Jarrett. The 6-sided ring and 6 Sides of Steel playsets would be released, but both would be a little too small for the Deluxe figure style. Those who preferred the less articulated, Ruthless figure bodies would still have figures to look for. TNA would have its own flashback line, titled Legends of the Ring. This was likely done to keep the former classic superstars and Ruthless Aggression style collectors in the game. Series 1 was made up of 5. A Japan-style Hulk Hogan, rookie-era Jeff Jarrett, Kevin Nash, Kurt Angle, and Surfer Sting. The sixth man of the series would have been Scott Steiner. At one point, we were lucky enough to have it. Prototype pictures for Series 2 would be shown, but ultimately the series would be canceled and unreleased. TNA original AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Jeff Hardy, Jim Cornette, Andre the Giant, and Terry Taylor were scheduled. While these figures were canceled, Jeff Hardy would be a Ringside Collectibles exclusive. It was announced that the Legends of the Ring line would continue with the Deluxe assortments, one packed in each series. Terry Taylor would be packed with Deluxe Impact Series 6. An amazing 2-pack of Hulk Hogan vs. Sting would be shown and released before the end of 2010. At Walgreens and Rite Aid, you could find Ruthless Impact Series 1. I think Jakks just called it Basic Impact. Unfortunately, only a set of 6 were made. Abyss, Suicide, Jay Lethal, Kevin Nash, Kurt Angle, and Sting. If you saw these figures at retail, you might have seen them come inside these display cartons. For WCW collectors, this Sting is a must, and so is the other one for that matter. Micro wrestling figures would continue with Jakks, with TNA's Micro Series 1, Series 2, and a 10-pack. At one point, a 6-sided ring and a playset were planned, but both were canceled. Fall releases included Deluxe Impact Series 3, Series 4, a glow-in-the-dark Jeff Hardy, and cross-the-line 2-packs Series 3.
These aren't dolls, and they're certainly not teddy bears. TNA Wrestling presents the Deluxe Impact Series 3.
Deluxe Impact Series 3 included Jay Lethal, Kevin Nash, Matt Morgan, Shark Boy, Sting, and the first knockout for the TNA assortments, Velvet Sky. Series 4 included Abyss, the Pope D'Angelo De Niro, Desmond Wolfe or Nigel McGuinness, Hulk Hogan, Jeff Hardy, and Rob Van Dam. The next assortment of 2-packs included Stevie Richards and Daphne, Kurt Angle and Mr. Anderson, and AJ Styles with Jeff Hardy. 2011 saw more roster growth with more assortments and exclusives. First to be offered was Deluxe Impact Series 5. While shown back in February, this wouldn't be available until summer of 2011. Angelina Love, Jeff Hardy, Rob Terry, Samoa Joe, and a Legends of the Ring Ruthless style Raven were released. This would be the first series to offer a 1 of 100 chase belt with a leather strap instead of plastic. This promotion would continue until Series 10. Other releases for the first half of 2011 included Cross the Line Series 4, and both of these Legends of the Ring exclusives. AJ was limited to 3,000 pieces. Cross the Line 4 were the final 2-packs at retail. It included Eric Young and Kevin Nash, Rob Van Dam and Sting, and Hulk Hogan with Abyss. The second half of 2011 was not as friendly to collectors. Deluxe Impact Series 6 was announced in March, but would not be in collectors' hands until December. Madison Rayne, Kazarian, or Kaz, Kurt Angle, Sting, and a classic Ruthless-style Terry Taylor were included. Doug Williams was scheduled to be in the lineup, but he would be canceled. In July, many figures would be shown at San Diego Comic-Con, but tons of them would be canceled, likely because wrestlers would leave the company before Jakks had a chance to finish production. Some would be canceled for other reasons, like this 1 of 3,000 Wounded Warrior exclusive Kurt Angle. Cross the Line 2-Pack Series 5 were also planned at one point, but would be canceled due to low sales of the 2-packs. Getting back to what actually made it to collectors was the Surfer Sting, which was another Legends of the Ring exclusive for Ringside Collectibles in the Deluxe style. Other items being offered before the end of 2011 included the Twist of Hate 2-pack, which included Matt Hardy's only TNA figure. Also another Hulkamania 4-sided ring. This one packed with the Deluxe style Sting and Hulk Hogan instead of the Genesis style. The TNA line would be quiet for a few months, leading collectors to speculate that the line was finished. Then, in May 2012, prototype images for Series 7 would be shown, this time without the Legends of the Ring style figure. Velvet Sky, Jeff Hardy, James Storm, Mr. Anderson, and Bobby Roode made up Series 7, released in July. Jakks TNA figure assortments would continue, but at a snail's pace. Austin Aries and Jeff Hardy would have exclusive figures. If you weren't watching TNA at the time, seeing this Sting with the face paint all jacked up probably looked like an error, but it was inspired by his act at the time. Joker-style Sting was available as a Shop TNA exclusive. Also available on Shop TNA was another glow-in-the-dark style Jeff Hardy. On hand at retail before the end of 2012 was Deluxe Impact Series 8, which included AJ Styles, Hulk Hogan, Matt Morgan, Sting, and Rob Van Dam. This was the first AJ Styles to include his tattoos. While the TNA figure line would continue into 2015, I'd argue that 2013 was the last meaningful year. Deluxe Impact Series 9 through 11 and some exclusives were released in 2013. Deluxe Impact Series 9 included Jeff Hardy, Austin Aries, Christopher Daniels, also Magnus and Gail Kim's first action figures. 2 wrestling authorities would be released as exclusives in April, referee Earl Hebner, and the owner of TNA, Dixie Carter. Hebner would be the final Ruthless-styled figure by Jakks. To go with the matchmaker and ref, Deluxe Impact Series 10, which included Kurt Angle, Rob Terry, Rob Van Dam, and first-time figures for Crimson and Miss Tessmacher. Impact Series 11 would be released prior to 2013's year-end, and included Austin Aries, Jeff Hardy, Velvet Sky, and the sick-looking AJ Styles. Sick in the sense that something might actually be wrong with him. Seriously guys, he is pale. Steady releases would end here, as would collectors' enthusiasm for the line. Deluxe Impact Series 12 would be released in July of 2014, and Series 13 in February of 2015. At that point, it was clear that Jakks had lost all faith in the TNA license. Series 12 had a passable 4 figures with Magnus, Chris Sabin, Hernandez, and Bully Ray. But Series 13? Well, it only had 2 figures. Seriously, 2 figures. And not just 2 figures, but these 2 figures. Don't get me wrong, I have mad respect for Angelina and Mr. Anderson, but is this not the most random thing ever? At least at one point, Velvet Sky was scheduled, but again, unreleased. It seemed as if Jakks was just releasing this set to fulfill their end of their contract, which would not be extended at the end of their original 5-year agreement. This would be the second wrestling figure line that Jakks Pacific would develop and give up on, putting virtually no effort in for the final years. Pair that with the deluxe style seemingly never catching on with collectors. Though they have extra articulation, I couldn't tell you how much time I spent trying to get these figures to stand in a pose that actually looked natural. Had TNA stuck with the basic Ruthless style, the figures might have been more popular. Unobtainable figures seem to be the common theme with this line. It did have some bright spots for those who held on to their WWE figure collections from the old days. The knockout figures are really cool too. TNA Impact hasn't had any new action figures since the Jakks era, and Jakks hasn't ventured into licensed wrestling figures since. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed our look back at TNA figures. If you want to know more about the history of your favorite toys, be sure to check out our channel. You can also find our database of 40,000 figures at figurecollections.com, or grab a deal from us in Indianapolis or at figurecollections.com/store.